What's good, YouTube? Ronan's on one today. I think it's overflow the A game yesterday. Speaking of that, you already know the deal. You scan that for the code. Use the code Ronan10. Get a 10% discount. Be part of the A game lifestyle. And as always, bring your A game. It's a natural male herbal solution. That way, for 72 hours, you can literally fuck the shit out of your purpose, and especially your significant other. So it's 360 all around. So with that being said, I'm going to introduce a term that I kind of loosely use into the lexicon, but I'm going to use it more often. I'm going to describe what accountability dodgeball is. Remember, we were back in middle school or even before that, and we all got hyped up with playing dodgeball. And take a big old rubber ball, or you had several of them lined up. And you had people, running around, taking the ball, going back in their teams. And they're coordinating. They're making maneuvers and trying not to get eliminated until the last man is standing. Well, in many cases, you have guys who use timely stats, and statistics, which do hit hard as necessary. And on the women's side, occasionally have statistics, or they'll have feelings or assumptions that they use to hit back. But let's look deeper into what's happening here. Why do we fight so hard to stay in recess while these other motherfuckers are basically gathering resources, respect, and more importantly, results? That's something we got to ask ourselves, because that accountability dodgeball, one, it's not gender specific. Two, it was loosely dubbed as the gender war, but again, there comes a time where you have to stop playing. See, on the ladies, which I'm gonna speak first, when you go to certain content creators and you come with this cognitive dissonance and talking about, you want a guy who's high value and he has to meet these lofty standards, which most of you don't even meet up to 1/100th of those said standards. You're making these lofty demands and you're not, one, adding any significant benefits of being around you other than some weather-beaten ass. You don't look at this man other than beyond a thought insurance or a financially beneficial do-over. And three, many of you have wasted your good years playing around, playing the field, and all of a sudden now it's a 2-minute warning and you're down by 85. Hoping for overtime win. See, most of y'all go to certain places because you want to talk around the problem instead of addressing the problem, which is looking at you right in the fucking mirror, or the reflection of your smartphone while you play with it when you're being told about yourselves. But that's for another day. But as for the fellas, accountability dodgeball comes in the form of you guys getting your little sewing circles, 8 hours, 12 hours, 48 hours, constantly picking the scabs of years past. Now, granted, I've been in some relationships, and some of them bitches did me grimy. Straight up grimy. Some where I had to take some time to myself because I knew I was a danger to myself and them. And I said at one point I was going to do something very drastic if I ever ran into a situation at that time for a third time consecutive. But I took myself off to the sideline and look, I had to get myself right. So when it comes to accountability dodgeball, nobody wins. The reason why I call it that, and some guys think about it one-sided, is because you can do all the truth bombs you want. But if you're not actually facing the truth for yourself, rebuilding yourself, unfucking yourself, all those claims of you being red pill are bullshit. You're too busy eating red gummy bears and jelly beans. Because with the red pill, it's going to come with a very distinct taste. Mostly, you gotta grow into it. I don't like taking pills. One, I can't swallow pills, and two, I don't like the taste of certain pills. But in knowing the medical benefits that are needed in doing that, I've grown an appetite for certain things. There are certain things I don't like to do, but then I learn that I find a necessity of it. And how I feel doesn't matter. Getting the results I need is paramount. That's why accountability dodgeball does never favor us fellas. Now, as far as the ladies, and I use that term loosely in most cases, they have a window. And they can say they don't like to hear about the wall or whatnot. And I've seen chicks who have hit the wall in their early 20s. Getting flued out to get blew out. There's very little you can do to redeem them, but mainly us fellas, there are ways that we can hit the wall too. Accepting failure. Being a Wi-Fi wino. Giving up on yourself. On certain levels. Settling down with a Berenstain Bear built bitch who you really are ashamed of being with, but you know what? It beats being lonely and beating your dick by yourself. See, when it comes to this red pill conversation, you need to learn the difference between being lonely and versus being alone. Sometimes you have to spend that time owning up to the situations you've allowed yourself to be in or put yourself in. You got to clear that spiritual debt up first. Emotional intelligence is needed. So situational awareness. And not a fucking degree or letters on your name or even amount of money in the world can help you buy organic respect, peace of mind, no greatness. You can lease it, but when people get around you, they know the real you. And if you run around here and say that you're this and that, and everybody gets around you, they know your soul stinks. That's a version of accountability dodgeball. Because the truth is going to hit us one way or another. It's hit me plenty of times, sometimes in the throat. But see, that's the beautiful thing about adversity. You find out who the fuck you really are. And that's why when you have solid brothers and some sisters who are looking to put you on point, because I'll give credit where credit's due. I pay homage to the Crimson Cure because she stayed on my ass about, look, you're a masculine mercenary, you gonna make content, and I'm gonna stay on your ass until you do, even when you do. And I say much love to her for that. Same thing with, Mona Shea and Big Girl Panties. They're doing their thing out there. So, and Mimi, keep it real, Mimi. And there's a legion of others I could name. Big Freeze. There's just too many. But instead of playing accountability dodgeball, do understand that actual solid evolution of masculine evolution, you're not doing it all by yourself all the time. You got some people who help sculpt you. Some for a season, some even longer. Hell, some of the women to an extent are out there to test you, to see if you really about your shit. And some of you little goofies, you fail every fucking time. Even when they give you the fucking answers. So, in closing, we need to stop worrying about playing around in this space and beyond, you're going to be tested. You need to get serious about things here, because time is one of the greatest resources that you can never get back. You can have all those accolades and everything, but it's all got to mean something. It's got to mean something. All this goofiness we out here, we got to stop playing. Because I've been here well over 10 years. It's going towards 15. And seeing the shit I've seen, seeing how what the Black Manosphere was and what it's regressed to, we have to be the stopgate. Because again, we're the gatekeepers of greatness. We have to use the information that we've acquired, teach us to be better. If we're going to play the game of life, we got to learn how to play this thing right. Because if we're not careful, we might not get another chance. So I want to send a shout out to you guys, the Mask and the Mercenary especially, double M, double up. Fuck all you goofies with the middle fingers up. And I want to say the Mask and Mercenaries, 5150 Nation, Why You Mad Son Radio, you know, Black Man Vent, salute to all y'all. And yeah, let's stop playing these games. You gotta take yourself more seriously. Now there's a time and place to have recreation, but you gotta learn how to pay yourself. You gotta earn that playtime. And there's more to come, because you know I'm on one today. But definitely we gotta get on our A game, literally. So again, let's get back on our health. Let's get back on making our money. But more importantly, you need a spiritual enema. That way you can stop playing accountability dodgeball and be accountable for the wealth that you were set to acquire and meant to. Be that wealth of information. Be that wealth of influence. That money will come, but shit, what does it mean when you're a pile of shit that's dripped in gold? Well, never allow your comfort zone to become your coffin, fellas. And let's get it. Peace.